Walk me through system design then. So how does a customer that maybe has a small restaurant and a bar versus somebody that's got 2 or 3 dining rooms and a big bar area that maybe gets a little wild after 10 o'clock? I mean, is it possible to just keep adding speakers, or is there an equation to figure out how many speakers, how much volume in each of those areas, which amp do I need?
Sure. So let's back up real quick to the head end. So at the head end, we're going to have some sort of an amplifier and some sort of a source. In a lot of cases nowadays, people are using Sonos ports as their source because they can get commercial Pandora, which is you do need to purchase commercial streaming service for businesses. That's a law, actually. You have to have copyright, pay copyright stuff when you're using it for business. So at your head end, what a lot of people would have done is put a home audio receiver and run some speakers at 2-channel and use speaker selectors. And the problem is, A, that equipment's not designed for commercial use, 24-hour day or even 16-hour day use.
Yeah.
B, the power's not right. So this is 8 ohms, and you would have to use all kind of speaker selectors, and you're just not going to get a good even sound. And then C, there's some things in commercial that we don't do in residential. We have microphones at, say, the reception desk. We have a phone system that maybe they broadcast over a phone system. So paging in general is something you don't see in home audio equipment, right? So what these commercial amps allow you to do is take you run a simple 2-conductor mic wire to the podium or wherever their reception area is. And then when she keys that microphone, these commercial mixer amplifiers automatically duck the audio, and you can duck a certain area. You can duck the whole restaurant. It's literally all up to you in programming, and allow the receptionist to go ahead and make that call, and then the system will come back off ducking and jump back up to normal volume. Or it's a built-in mix. It just mixes it automatically. The volume stays the same, but then the microphone comes on and then it goes right back off again when you turn it off. Same thing with phone systems. You can page through phone systems, and that stuff will automatically talk over the music when you're using a commercial mixer amplifier. From an infrastructure standpoint, the only differences are you have to run 2-conductor mic cable, which is basically a 2-conductor with a ground or what they call a drain wire. It's powered by the mixer amplifier, which is called phantom power. So again, these are things that home audio receivers don't have. This is, specific to commercial audio amplifiers and mixers. And then when it comes to wiring the speakers, again, 1 2-conductor. So we're not having to run multiple sets of large conductor speaker wire. We can do 30 speakers off of a 18 gauge 2-conductor, and then we just have to do some math. And really it comes down to wattage. So once you've designed, let's say, for example, you're doing a medium-sized restaurant and they have, let's say, 12 speakers in the main dining. They've got 4 speakers in the bar area. They've got a speaker in each bathroom. Maybe they have 2 speakers outdoors in the waiting area and 1 speaker in the reception area. Well, once you figure out what you're going to tap these speakers at, based on the amount of volume the customer wants, the restaurant owner, if it's just background music, you might only be using 4 watts a speaker. So you just run the math, add it all up, and if it comes out, let's say it comes out to 100 watts, just to make numbers easy. We got 100 watts of speaker requirement. Now we need to look at what amplifier we're going to buy. Well, we're not going to buy a 100-watt amplifier because, 1, it doesn't leave us any room for expansion, and 2, you don't want to run the amp at full 100 watt the entire time. You actually want to leave 20% headroom over the 100 watts. So we would want to run at least a 120 watt amplifier. In that instance that I just gave, you would more than likely purchase a 200 watt because they come in kind of 50 watt, 100 watt, 200 watt, 400 watt. So you'd buy a 200 watt amplifier, which would give you A, the headroom you need for the 100 watts that you're going to be using currently, and B, a little more headroom. Let's say they add another area to the patio. Who knows? Maybe they put some speakers, around in the garden area towards out the front. You just don't know. So yeah, that's how you would size it. And that's the equipment you would use at the head end would be what they call a mixer amplifier.